you, Madam Speaker. I'll be sharing my time with a member from Winnipeg North. English. Madam Speaker, I rise here today in the House. That's how I intended to open the statement. I thought about changing that phrase because I'm saying these words from my riding here in Kitchener-Conestoga, but I do say them because I am in the House of Commons. Due to the work and cooperation of all parties, I'm pleased that the House of Commons has unanimous support for hybrid sitting and voting in Parliament. To my constituents, that means that whether I'm working for you and casting votes in Ottawa or from Kitchener-Conestoga, know that your voice has been and will continue to be represented. I assure you that protecting the health and safety of Canadians, jobs, and our economy is my top priority. I value your ideas, and I look forward to the conversations that we will have and to being there for you. I'm honored to continue our dialogue. It's one of the things that motivates me to work hard for everyone. Cooperation from all parties, from all levels of government, is what Canadians expect of their elected officials. It's certainly what I endeavor to work towards, because cooperation and collaboration will help us get through these times. Madam Speaker, I understand that once debates start, there will be disagreements, and that's what debate is about. That's healthy for our discussions. But I implore all members here and elected officials of all levels of government, as Canadians, let us strive to talk to each other instead of yelling past each other. And I want to thank all the frontline and essential workers who work hard to keep us safe. I was humbled to meet many as my staff, and I enacted a Feeding the Frontlines initiative in our riding, delivering food and expressing thanks to our first responders. I do want to thank all nurses, healthcare workers, frontline staff, and let them know that we're grateful for their hard work and the tireless sacrifices that they've made. They're keeping our community safe, and they're appreciated. Usually we would be attending events, fairs, festivals, and other gatherings. It's always been a meaningful way for us to be part of our communities. But now gatherings are different, as seen here. I'm finding new ways to stay engaged with the people in Kitchener-Conestoga. I attend virtual and socially distanced events. I enjoy checking up and socializing with seniors online through conversations and music. Whether it's stopping in and checking up on neighborhood stores or visiting and supporting local farmers and vendors at our markets, these occasions have demonstrated to me the resilience of our community. And I will continue to support our local businesses through visits, phone calls, video chats to make sure they have access to the economic recovery plans that they need. And to keep our community informed and to address questions and hear from constituents, since March, I've been hosting virtual town hall meetings. We just had our 17th virtual town hall a few nights ago. It's been an important way for me to keep connected with our community. I've hosted town halls with our regional chair, all the mayors in Kitchener-Conestoga, our police chief, and more. And topics have included a virtual Eid, discussions with members from our LGBTQ+ community, a family violence panel, and racism and diversity conversations with our Minister of Diversity and Inclusion and Youth. And it's conversations like those and the one-to-one chats with our neighbors in our communities that allows me the privilege of taking the ideas that I hear in Kitchener-Conestoga and bringing them to Ottawa. And our government listened to those ideas that were shared by me and by many others from across Canada. Our ideas were brought forward last week at the Speech from the Throne, as we laid out our government's plans to help Canadians. As we fight this pandemic, we will continue to support people and support our businesses. Madam Speaker, my riding of Kitchener-Conestoga is full of talented artists, creators, and those working in our cultural industries. They are major drivers of our economy and add greatly to our society and to our lives. In Canada, we recognize that the cultural sector is a force for developing our communities and our identity. It was our artists that we turned to for connection during our isolation. The music that we listened to, the books we read, the shows we watched, all helped us feel connected. Organizations and workers in the arts, culture, and sports sectors were among the hardest hit. Cancellations, closures, uncertainty still exist. I'm proud to say that our government has been there from the beginning for our artists and will continue to be there for them. Programs like the wage subsidy, the Canada Emergency Relief Benefit, and now the Canada Relief Benefit will continue to be there for our artists, just like they are there for us. Conversations in support of equality and inclusion are essential as well, especially at a time when we're challenged by a global pandemic and heightened injustices. Diversity and inclusion are the building blocks of Canadian identity and a source of social and economic strength. As we celebrate progress, we must also commit to the work that still needs to be done. Discrimination still exists, and as long as it does, we must always stand up and speak up. In my riding in Kitchener-Conestoga, I've heard from concerned citizens and community leaders who share their emotional stories and are turning to our government to lead the way to a more inclusive society. Racism and discrimination can be difficult to discuss, and it will be even more difficult to overcome, but we must have these conversations. We cannot remain silent. We must take action and do what is necessary, even when it is difficult. That's what Canadians do. And now is the time to seize this opportunity and work to fix these inequalities. We need to continue to provide more support to women, and we need to work to close the gender wage gap, providing equal pay for work of equal value. Pay equity is not just the right thing to do, it's also the smart thing to do, because when people are treated fairly and given an equal opportunity to succeed, we all win. We need to continue to support our youth, a generation who wants to be able to create positive change for themselves, their country, and their world. They're the leaders of tomorrow, and they're the leaders of today. So at this time, I want to give a shout out to the Kitchener-Conestoga Youth Council and thank them for their energy and their constant inspiration. You know, we need to continue to take action, every action we can, with financial and social and health support to be there for our seniors. And we must also continue to work tirelessly on reconciliation with Indigenous peoples. We'll keep supporting our farmers and food producers who are essential in providing us with quality, affordable food in the stores and on our kitchen tables. In Kitchener-Conestoga, we have a proud heritage of a very vibrant agriculture and agri-food industry. We know that the agriculture sector has been hard hit by COVID-19, and we've taken steps to provide support. We have an opportunity to accelerate the work needed to protect our environment. I look forward to working together and to meeting those challenges to make a difference. Because what's good for the environment can also be good for our economy. Madam Speaker, Canadians are communities supporting communities, neighbors helping neighbors. And in that spirit, we open up our hearts to others. And I've seen firsthand the resilience of our communities as we persevere. Local thrift stores in my riding are full of donations. Food banks are receiving support from individuals and families, including produce donated from our local farmers. Local businesses are volunteering to make masks and hand sanitizer to support frontline workers and local care homes. These are just a few of the countless stories that continue to inspire me. Simple acts of kindness from children writing encouraging words and sidewalk chalk to neighbors helping to support each other. These are all woven into the fabric of what it means to be compassionate and what it means to be Canadian. That's the message that keeps me going, and it humbles me as I serve my community in Kitchener-Conestoga and serve my country. Thank you, Madam Speaker.